Hi, my name is Noah Woods, and I, along with Michael McKean, did a psychological profile over the individual, John Nash. John Nash was a mathematician who received the Nobel Prize in Economic Sciences for his work in game theory. He earned his PhD at Princeton and was a professor at both MIT and Princeton. John also had a successful home life. He was married to Alicia and was the father of son, John. John began to experience hallucinations while at MIT and Princeton around the age of 30 and delusions. John was later diagnosed with schizophrenia and was the main character in the movie A Beautiful Mind. Now, schizophrenia. John Nash was diagnosed with core schizophrenia, which begins in early onset around the age of 19 to 30. Schizophrenia is a severe mental disorder that can cause inability to distinguish fantasy from reality. The core 5 symptoms of schizophrenia include delusions, hallucinations, disorganized speech, catatonic behavior, and negative symptoms, which is the inability to show facial emotion. John's 2 core symptoms were 1. Hallucination, as he had 3 made-up friends: Charles, his roommate, William Parcher, defense agent for the Secretary of Defense, and Marcy, his niece, who never seemed to age, were all images that were only products of his mind. At first, Nash did not believe that these were fake when confronted about it, even when large amounts of evidence surmounted. This is common with many schizophrenics, as they are exposed with evidence but still believe the things that they're seeing are real. Second are delusions. Nash's work on a secret mission with the Secretary of Defense was non-existent in reality. Nash also found meaning in things that had no importance, as he thought he was finding code in a basic newspaper. He also suffered from extreme paranoia, as he thought he was being followed by Soviet spies. John also had missing symptoms, mainly disorganized speech and incoherence. John never got word salad, where he would get words jumbled up. He also never used made-up words and spoke coherently, although he does stutter and end up repeating himself when he gets really stressed or nervous, but he never is unable to communicate completely. Now, possible treatments for schizophrenia that John was faced with in the movie were the doctors at first used electroconvulsive therapy and antipsychotic medications to treat Nash. He then released on the condition that he would keep taking antipsychotic medication. However, he eventually stopped taking it, as it interfered with his intellectual abilities, sex drive, and care for his son and wife, as the side effects of the medicine were emotional numbness and cognitive abilities that were lost. After relapsing, Nash gets new medications and also looks to join a new community at Princeton that will help support him and give him purpose. Long term, the medication, they hope, were having people around Nash that would care for him and support him and bring him back to reality. Treatment continued. The antipsychotic medication was intended to deter chemicals in brain from overreaction that cause psychotic episodes to occur. The medication does have many negative side effects, like fatigue and impaired mental abilities, which caused Nash to stop using them, as well as emotional numbness. The electroconvulsive therapy is dangerous and not very effective. Nowadays would not be used. High levels of stress or anxiety could cause Nash to have terrors or lose his grip on reality again, so it was important to keep a strong base around him to keep him calm and grounded. If this doesn't work, they could try cognitive behavioral therapy to help deal with his irrational thoughts and turn them into positive ones, as the doctors believe it was all about perspective. Now, the psychological disorders in this film were portrayed as this. Overall, we thought the film did a very good job of portraying schizophrenia. The way the hallucinations are handled to where they seem real to the viewer up until the point where we find out Nash has schizophrenia is very well done. The audience really gets to experience what hallucinations would be like. We also liked how we got to see how his life got turned upside down because of schizophrenia, especially because it is diagnosed so late in life. Nash is incredibly smart and has such a bright future, but his disorder puts all that in jeopardy. Furthermore, through Alicia, we get to see how the loved ones of those with the disorders are affected.